Hello again. The delegates at Davos continue to adjust to the seismic shift in global politics as the World Economic Forum enters its third day. As Daniel Bushell reports, most of the discussions are centering on the rise of Europe's new parties and Donald Trump's imminent White House takeover.
Davos is split in the old guard establishment corner. Folks like John Kerry warning Trump won't even last 2 years. That's right, the same establishment who said that Donald won't even win the election.
We'll have injured our own credibility in conceivably irreparable way. Not irreparable, things, time, and that's just too dramatic, but we will have done great injury to ourselves. And it will hurt for the endurance of a year, 2 years, whatever, while the administration is there.
Or very influential Veep Joseph Biden, who in his last major speech, while explaining how the US will never stop leading the world, even had his lights turned off. So he continued talking in the dark.
We are going to retain our position of leadership. Because if we don't fight for our values, no one else will.
A large presence of mainstream media at the forum, and CNN is here too, of course, running quite a strange scale of uncertainty for a couple of days now.
Choose your pen, a red or a green, for the scale of uncertainty.
Red means more uncertainty?
Yes.
We have certainly were more uncertain.
Right. Now, taking that whole lot on the scale of uncertainty, put your cross, where are we?
More uncertain.
I'm in the middle.
Undeniably, I'm here because I think we've got huge uncertainties.
We decided to run an alternative scale of certainty because we're pretty certain the old guard, like Kerry, will leave the scene, and growing numbers here whisper they don't seem to really get the changes happening today. Now, on a scale from 0 to 100, how certain are you that Trump will confront the old world order? Wow. Confident stuff there, 100%. Thank you very much. Russia, will it be important in 2017? How much?
Sure. Russia is on the map. It's I've seen it 2 days in Davos. It's just on the every agenda. So Russia is like 100 or let's say 99. Russia. Trump, Russia, Brexit.
Wow, interesting, thank you. Well, what about mainstream media which got Trump's election completely wrong, MSM? Will they're losing significance, surely? Around 50%, that's an interesting choice. Establishment, the Western establishment,
Well, you're asking a Western man how significant Western establishment, I'll, by extension, say Trump. Trump, right? Everybody's talking about what Mr. Trump will
Let's do Trump.
Again, in my world, the Russian world, looking at Trump and the amount of bilateral trade is not that big with America. However, it's directionally something that Europe is very much looking at and watching for. So I would put scale of significance on my world, the Russian world. Trump,
even more significant.
Well, I'd say that because I think there's a powerful message that comes from Trump about doing business with Russian business people, and that it becomes politically correct to facilitate, to do business with Russian business people.
Daniel Bushell with the report. Well, we spoke to some of the VIPs in Davos to get their thoughts on a rapidly changing world.
There's a tendency in many countries, especially in the Central European and the United States countries, to have the like-minded approach. I think in order to understand the picture, you have to have a diverse-minded approach and lead to diverse people, diverse countries, giving a more broad evaluation of the real situation.
No, we believe the world has changed quite a bit, and frankly, the outgoing US administration made lots of mistakes. It made lots of mistakes by not having a good dialogue with Russia, by not trying to solve the issues, and that's why we very much appreciate President-elect Trump and his team really focused on having discussion with Russia.
To another of our headline stories this hour, and in Syria, Islamic State is being targeted by a new alliance as Russia and Turkey launch joint air operations against the terror group. Moscow and Ankara are conducting strikes near the Syrian town of Al-Bab, which is east of Aleppo. Now, the alliance is perhaps untraditional, as Turkey is a NATO member and ally of the US.
We remain in close contact with our Turkish allies.
Turkey's been a strong ally for decades.
We believe Turkey is a genuine partner in destroying ISIL.
Well, Turkey is seemingly starting to question its partnership with the US as top politicians in Ankara, including the country's president, have expressed concerns over Washington's contribution to the fight against terrorism.
In the beginning, the coalition said that they were going to fight ISIL. They were even accusing us of supporting ISIL. But now, on the contrary, it is they who are supporting the terrorists, the YPG, the PYD, and even ISIL.
It is sadly true that the Turkey-US bilateral relationship is under severe strain. While we in Turkey are under intense internal and external pressures, not of our design, we have, in turn, been criticized, neglected, and ignored on vital matters.
Turkey had berated the United States for not helping them enough on the air campaign around El-Bab, where Turkey is stuck. And that's partly because the United States is helping the Kurds at the same time. And the U.S. is in an embarrassing position where it's trying to balance its alliance with Turkey and with the Kurds. So Turkey turned to Russia. Of course, they're going into these peace talks in January 23rd at Astana. And this is forming up to be a more important relationship. Ultimately, Russia is going to want to get Turkey out of Syria, and it's going to want to try to broker a deal between Syria, the Kurds, and Turkey. All of that's going to require a lot of Turkish goodwill, and that's being built up now by Russian assistance in their military campaign.